Hey beauties, good afternoon to you. Beautiful people. I want to encourage my wonderful listeners, that God is so amazing. He's so good. Sometimes you may feel despondent, mean you feel so downhearted for whatever reason. It could be a family related situation, it could be money, it could be illness, of some sort, whether it's physical or mental or psychological or emotional, and things are very tough. Things are web-like, you can't even explain it because they're so entangled and so many and so wide and so varied and strange that you feel that if you were to share it with somebody, they're either going to criticize you, judge you, or not even understand. They cannot comprehend it. And we serve a very mighty and big God who actually can just untangle that knot that seems so difficult, that seems so strange, and you say to yourself, there is no way, there is no possible way. It is too entangled, it is too knotted and knit together that they're not even God can pull it. But I want to tell you that, as Luke 1:37 says, but with God nothing is or ever impossible for him to do. By the way, this is not any I had to put this in because a man thought it was one of those, what do you call it, the guard rings. I'm not into those things. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ and his word. This is just, you like why I like rings. Please, I have to put this in. All right, please get that straight. Not this girl, as Jamaicans say, my hands will never nor has it ever touched anything that is in, you call it in, you ever work on iniquitous or iniquity, whatever, and you know what I'm talking about, whether it's witchcraft, occult, obia, necromancy. Nope, nah. Anyway, back to regular programming. We serve a mighty God that says, but with him nothing is or ever impossible for him to do. Nothing is. In the original it says it doesn't matter what the situation is, and he's so fantastic. There are times I'm feeling so sad, I'm not even talking, and God sees my heart is so sad. I don't even pray to him, I don't even say a word to him. It's like I'm holding that sadness because it could be so many different things. Sadness, when you think about how people have been so evil and wicked to me without a cause, and I say, God, it's just, how can they even just sleep at night knowing that they have done evil to me and to others and be so comfortable? It puzzles me sometimes. I mean, other little challenges that I may have in life, but I will tell you sometimes, I'm like Mary, the Bible says Mary just pondered things in her heart, and I will ponder it and God sees the sadness and somebody will just come and say something that is just so uplifting. God just knows that because, I'm thinking that there's nothing that will uplift me, for that moment. And God just comes with something that I just say, my God, it feels good to the soul. It's like it's deposited in the soul. And it just takes root and it feels so good. And I said, wow, that person just said something that I never thought I would feel good to hear. I cannot believe this. Or something that you've heard many times. For example, it could be, many times people will say, you're so beautiful, you look good, and you would think that, okay, I've often heard that. But sometimes when you're so sad and it comes from the unlikely person or somebody just says it in such a way that is so true and meaningful, I don't know, and it reaches your soul, or something else they say and do. It could be a little child, it could be an adult, it could be anybody. And they said, wow, beautiful, I love that. I really, that means so much to me. God is just really lifting and comforting my soul. Because David said, soul, why art thou cast down? Hope thou in God. And it's like he's rekindling and, kind of sharpening again my hope in him. Because without hope, you don't really have faith in it. In order for you to enact faith, you have to have that hope and understand who God is. But he is wonderful. There is no being that can understand us as humans except him. Sometimes I say, God, you can't understand, because you're so perfect, you're so holy and righteous. Our righteousness are like filthy rags, like dung, and we're so imperfect. Only human can, but he does understand, he really does, people, sometimes me cuss and go on bad. Not when I'm not cuss and go on bad I'm talking to him. Like just out in the open. And I say, God, it no make no sense. Can you not understand? This too human for you. You're not human. You're not flawed. You're blemish free. You're flawless. I mean, me human, man. Only human can understand this. And he just shows me that he understands. No criticism. No judgment. No care how bad it is. No care how me say God at the human side attack. I mean, know it sound bad, but God, me have to say it. Me have to tell you. Me have to just. And he understands. No criticism. No judgment. You understand my beauties? None whatsoever. You understand? He's a wonderful God. He's amazing. I want you to talk to him today. Talk to him today. Just reach out to him before you go to anybody else. If you have reached out to somebody else, fine, but go to him and be real honest with him, no matter how bad it is. Even if you feel like it's something really, really bad, no matter how bad it is, tell him that's the only way that you can heal. When you have an illness, when somebody goes to the doctor and they have a serious illness, they can't just say, boy, it's a headache alone I have. They have to tell him everything so the doctor can know how to properly diagnose you. Don't matter go and say, boy, it's a little sting on me. Don't tell him, say, your head hurt, your belly hurt, you defecate, you this, you tell him everything. You have to do that in order for him to diagnose you properly, so that if it's a serious situation, he can, get the treatment going quickly and the right treatment. It's the same with God. Yes, he knows it, but he wants you to be authentic. He wants you to be vulnerable. He wants you to be real and sincere. So I tell him, I don't care how bad it is. It feels horrible sometimes, I say, boy, I really need this. God, this is really in me. Jesus, I feel terrible, but I have to do it. People, that's the only way to really grow. I have to do it. But he is an amazing God. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I get angry with him because, I say, God, he allows too many things to happen. He allows wicked people to flourish too long and too, it's just too much. Or the difficulties to stay on. I know that patience and long suffering are two fruits of the spirit that we must, cultivate. But boy, God, like why them the two, they just, it's like a stay with, it's them that stick on for me, like, as a girl would I say, when ticks fast dog in a dog. But he's an amazing God. He's the best being ever. I say, God, never let me put anyone or anything above you. Never. I don't care if it's my husband, child, mother, father, cousin, auntie, uncle, friend. I don't care who the individual is. I don't care how sweet they are. They're humans. And that at best any human being can give you is 80, while God give you 1,000%. Our infinity. He's unlimited. There's no end to him. There's no beginning to him. He's the Alpha. He's the Omega. He's the first. He's the last. He's the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. He says, with him nothing is or ever impossible. Not a thing. It doesn't matter. Even in the book of Jeremiah, it says, is there anything too hard for God? It's not asking a question, it's telling you there's nothing too hard for him. And when it says too hard, there's nothing hard or too hard. If we go into the New Testament, Luke 18:27, it says, what is impossible with humans is not impossible with God. So we serve a fantastic, fantabulous, resplendent, awesome, awe-inspiring, wonderful, amazing. And these adjectives are still not describing who he is. God. That's the kind of God we have. So trust him today. Because human beings will fail. I will fail you. The next human being will fail you. We will. We name humans. Enough time humans are kicking. Sometimes I say, Lord. Sometimes I'm tired of it. Because, when I want the good, evil present itself. You think I just fall? And me too. When you want the good, evil present itself. And when, and the things you want to do, you do. And the things where you want to do, you end up not do. You say, Jesus, no, sir. Boy, God, the humanness just stick on we like glue. But he's an amazing God. And no matter what you're going through today, he's here for you. And he will see you through. Just keep doing good and he will reward you. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message. Thanks.